Could you live on just half your income for 90 days? Sounds impossible. But what if that challenge could change your financial life forever? In this video, I'll show you how living on 50% of my paycheck helped me cut waste, boost savings, and rethink every dollar I spend. Subscribe now and join the challenge, because financial freedom isn't about earning more, it's about mastering what you already have. Living on only half your income sounds like a dream for the financially disciplined, or an impossible task for most people. But what if you could actually do it? What if, for 90 days, you challenged yourself to live on 50% of your earnings and save, invest, or pay off debt with the rest? This challenge isn't about deprivation. It's about transformation. It forces you to confront your spending habits, rethink your priorities, and discover how much financial freedom you can actually create when you commit to intentional living. Here's the real story of what it takes to live on 50% of your income and what it can do for your life. Point 10. The wake-up call. Facing the financial mirror, it all started with a harsh realization. I was earning well but saving almost nothing. My paychecks came and went like smoke. Rent, food delivery, streaming subscriptions, impulse buys. I had no clue where my money was actually going. So I did the uncomfortable thing. I tracked every expense for 30 days. The numbers didn't lie. More than 40% of my income was leaking into things I didn't need or even remember buying. That moment hit me like a financial slap in the face. If I wanted to build real freedom, something had to change. Living on 50% of my income became less of a challenge and more of a necessity. Point 9. Building the blueprint. The 50 by 50 budget. To make this experiment work, I had to build a system. I created a zero-based budget where every dollar had a purpose. My paycheck was split cleanly in half. One half went toward living, rent, groceries, transportation, utilities, phone bill. The other half became my building money, dedicated to savings, debt repayment, and investing. Every expense that didn't serve my long-term goals got cut. My finances stopped being a mess of random transactions and became a roadmap to independence. Point 8. Downsizing without feeling miserable. A lot of people assume living on 50% means living miserably, but that's not true if you do it with intention. I didn't want to feel punished, so I replaced expensive habits with fulfilling ones. Instead of dining out, I learned to cook. Instead of movie nights at the theater, I hosted friends at home. I swapped retail therapy for decluttering sessions. Minimalism became surprisingly freeing. I began appreciating what I already had instead of chasing what I didn't. My apartment felt cleaner, my meals healthier, and my mind clearer. I discovered that simplicity doesn't mean scarcity. It means focus. I wasn't saying no to things. I was saying yes to what really mattered. Point 7. Automating success. Out of sight, out of reach. Discipline is hard when temptation is just one tap away. So I removed the temptation altogether. I set up automatic transfers to my savings and investment accounts the moment my paycheck hit. That way, I never even saw the money I was saving. Out of sight, out of reach, and most importantly, out of risk. Automation made the challenge effortless. Even when I had a weak moment and wanted to splurge, I physically couldn't because the money was already moved. Watching my savings and investments grow became addictive. It felt like my future self was paying me back for my discipline. Point 6. Tackling debt. Turning 50% into freedom. Half of the money I saved each month went directly into paying off my debts. I focused on my highest interest credit card first, then moved to smaller balances. I also called lenders to negotiate better terms. A few simple phone calls shaved hundreds off my interest costs. Every payment felt like progress. Each debt I eliminated gave me momentum to keep going. I stopped feeling trapped by my balances and started feeling empowered. Living on 50% of my income wasn't just a savings challenge anymore. It was a liberation mission. Point 5. Side hustles. Expanding the gap. Cutting expenses could only take me so far, so I found ways to increase my income. I started freelancing online in the evenings, doing digital marketing gigs. I sold and used items from home, offered small services on Fiverr, and even started tutoring once a week. Every extra dollar I earned went straight to savings or debt payments. It's amazing how differently money feels when you earn it outside your main job. Side hustle income felt like bonus power, fuel for financial acceleration. Instead of living paycheck to paycheck, I started feeling ahead of my bills for the first time in years. Point 4. The mental reset. Redefining enough, the biggest transformation wasn't financial, it was psychological. I started questioning everything I used to spend money on. Why did I need new clothes every month? Why did I feel the urge to dine out just because I had a stressful day? I realized I had been using spending as a form of comfort, distraction, and even identity. When I stopped using money as a crutch, I found clarity. I discovered joy in small, inexpensive things. Reading, walking, meditating, cooking, spending time with people I cared about. My happiness stopped depending on my bank account balance. For the first time, I felt in control, not just of my money, but of my emotions. Point 3. The hardest month. The midpoint struggle around day 60. The motivation dipped. I started missing little luxuries, weekend getaways, takeout sushi, spontaneous shopping. The initial excitement had faded, and reality kicked in. This was the hardest phase, the point where many people quit. But I reminded myself why I started. I reviewed my progress. Debt shrinking, savings rising, and stress disappearing. I allowed small rewards to stay sane. A nice coffee here, a cheap night out there, but I kept the discipline strong. I realized this challenge wasn't about perfection. It was about consistency. Point 2. The results. 90 days later, when the 90 days ended, the results shocked me. I had paid off a major chunk of debt, saved thousands of dollars, and built an emergency fund that could cover 3 months of expenses. My side hustles had grown into reliable income streams. But beyond the numbers, my confidence had skyrocketed. I no longer feared unexpected bills or job instability. I felt prepared, independent, and powerful. I learned that saving isn't just about having more, it's about needing less. The challenge ended, but the habit stayed. I continued saving and investing half my income even after the 90 days were over. Point 1. The transformation. A new financial identity. Living on 50% of my income wasn't just a temporary challenge. It rewired my mindset. It made me realize that wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and how wisely you use it. I stopped chasing lifestyle upgrades and started chasing freedom. Now, I live with intention. Every expense aligns with a goal. Every dollar saved brings me closer to independence. I'm not richer because I doubled my salary. I'm richer because I learned to live happily on less. Living on 50% wasn't easy, but it was eye-opening. It taught discipline, clarity, and the power of intentional spending. If you're ready to break paycheck to paycheck living, start your own 90-day challenge today. Every sacrifice now builds future freedom. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life money experiments that inspire smarter living and stronger savings.